After this, we went to Jaipur. And what to say about Jaipur? Very nice city. I really, really appreciated all the work and the magnificent work of the architecture. And all over India, what I can say is that I loved the color, the beautiful way in which everybody has a smile and is so open, and it's so, at least with us, I don't know if this is normal, but my experience is everybody was so kind, so willing to help, to know us, wanting to know about us, and opening their heart, their houses, their beautiful experience. Here in Jaipur, I don't remember if this is exactly very, very near Jaipur, but we went to this is the third place that we went that for me was very important. If I'm not mistaken, it's called Chittorgarh. I don't know how you pronounce it, but we went there with Sir because he wanted, it's a place where many women have in the past burned themselves alive, and so we went around the place. We saw, and suddenly Sir said, "Okay, let's sit there." And he chose to sit. Uh, you can see in the picture to the left a tree that has like a round shadow. We sat there under this tree, and Sir started telling us and explaining the history and what had happened. Of course, Pilar and myself, we didn't know. And so many souls started coming, souls of women that had died, burned. And suddenly, mm, many, many more souls came. I can't remember the name now, the number now, but it was many thousand, many 100,000 souls came, and more kept coming. And the soul of Indira Gandhi came, and one of her sons also came, and many women that were with her. And for me, um, it was also very moving, very important for me to see how Mr. Siva's work has not only to do with PVH work, has not only to do with um, the spiritual side of our lives, but also our beliefs, and I don't know how to describe it. This enormous amount, because I don't remember the number, but it was a very big number of women that came there to be elevated, that had through the years sacrificed their lives, wanting or having been forced to do it. It was very moving for me. And right after Siva Sir finished elevating everybody, a group of students came and sat on the other side of the tree, and we could hear that the guide said, "Here under this tree where those people are, those people were Mr. Siva and our small group, that is where they used to burn the women." So without knowing, Mr. Siva chose the spot where all those things had happened so many years ago. Of course, I was not surprised at all, knowing how Mr. Siva works, PVH works. After this, we um, we went to we went to three places that Mr. Siva wanted to share with us. The first was Ajanta Caves and Ellora Caves, and no words to describe them. After this, we came back to the Aurangabad, the wedding, and Mr. Siva came live. It was a Sunday, and all those beings that had um, helped or given the energy to construct these beautiful sites came to his live session, and it was very moving. It was incredible to feel that energy of these beings that in their love for humanity had inspired all this incredible work. Incredible. Both Ajanta and Elora, you just walk there and cannot understand how this came to be. So beautiful, such detail. And of course, after this, Mr. Siva wanted, because he wanted us to go to Taj Mahal. So this beautiful girl went with us, took us to Taj Mahal. Our beautiful Sharda came with us and showed us the Taj Mahal. We went with Pilar. I want to thank her especially, Sharda. She had um, such patience with us. She is very young, and Pilar and myself, we are 62 years old, both of us. Pilar doesn't speak a word of English, and she just spent 2 days taking us around and showing us everything with such love and patience and dedication, and we had such fun. We had a beautiful time with her. Of course, the Taj Mahal is another thing that has no words to describe it, because these are just two of the many pictures I took. The work in that marble, it's just unbelievable, so beautiful. India has such incredible artistry. The It's just in the I can see it. Of course, these beautiful constructions are works of art in themselves, but the way, for instance, the women are dressed in the different ways of dressing from south to north, or the men, for instance, in this marriage, with this turban that they had in their head. I find it so elegant, so beautiful, how it's something that this same beautiful, um how to say it, detail of the constructions, I see it in the everyday way the people in India, what they put, women and men, such elegance, so beautiful, everything. I couldn't stop looking at everything, the colors, the fabrics, the jewelry, the way the men put the different headpieces. And no, I incredible, so beautiful. I simply um couldn't couldn't stop looking at everything and everybody, and taking in. I took some pictures of people, but of course it's very rude to take pictures of people you don't know and don't know you. But because their their presence there, it was so very striking for me, very different, of course. And I was I have some pictures that I have shown here my family, because it's so different. I find that in the Western world we're so boring. Everything is so without after seeing what I saw in India, I find everything very boring and very predictable. All in the of course, clothes are not that important, I understand, but it's a way of showing what the your all the history of your family and your country and the way where you were born. I find it very beautiful. I was really impressed, and I thank a lot this beautiful girl Sharda that took us. Pilar, here we are in New Delhi after going to a very big marketplace, and of course having a beautiful time. Pilar wanted to buy everything, but we only managed to go to a very small part of the market where all the wedding dresses and wedding gowns for both women and men were in display, and Pilar wanted to buy everything. She loved everything. So Sharda was saying, okay, madam, you have to marry because this is all for marriages, but she wanted it for every day. It was very nice. And I want to, everything that I have lived in this weeks in this trip has shown me that these 10 years in PVH have really changed my life
The
completely.
entrance.
This is a small part
This
of
is
what
where they
I
conduct classes for people that come. Siva Sir explaining to the people that came.
imagine. We had just arrived, and suddenly these people come in and they find Mr. Siva Sir there. So Siva Sir explains to them about the center, and they sit and they talk to Sir while we just went around and were trying to take in every part of the walls of the center, the beautiful work. Everything is there. Every part of Mother Nature, of Mother Earth, if you look for it, is there in the walls of the center. It's a fantastic work. Nothing was left out. Everything is just exquisite. I don't know who were the people that did all the art, but incredible work. You really feel that is like it pulses. It talks to you. It's not in a mind way, but in you feel you're there. The water, the sand of the desert, the jungles, the animals, of course the nature beings. The center is a place that is very unique, and I am very grateful for the invitation to be there, and the day we spent there. And I hope to go back. I don't know when, but I know it's going to keep growing, and I want to see it grow. And I thank Mr. Siva for having me, for taking me there, for doing this for all of us. And it's just my honor to have been there. And I thank you, thank you, thank you, God, for taking me there, Sir, Madam Sriniti, and everybody involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is very shortly how I just went through this month. If anybody has a question or wants to say something, please.
You're starting in PVH. Your start, how you
Yes,
met
of
people.
course. Yes. It's in for me. I am going to now next month, and the 15th of March will be the 10 years that I have been the first time seeing Mr. Siva. And it's a a person that is not a friend of mine. I met him because he was a friend of a friend, and he used to have a radio. And so this person sent me a message one day saying, Rosario, next weekend there's going to be something very important that you cannot miss. And he didn't say what it was. And I went, and there was Mr. Siva Sir giving his class. And if my friend or this person, Ciro, had said prana violet healing, probably I wouldn't have gone, because I had in Uruguay, Master Choa came many years ago, and all my friends went, and I was not interested at all. I wasn't, something in me said, no, this is not for me. So if this person would have said, come, it's a prana violet healing class, I would have not known that it was different. And for sure, I would have not gone. So I went to this class. I found Mr. Siva very interesting. Everything that he was saying, I found very interesting. And I will share with you, because I laugh at myself, when he, in the part that he measures the connection with God, God's connection to you, I was translating because this friend of mine asked me to translate the class. So I was sitting by the side. I was not standing. I was sitting. And so when Sir measured everybody's antakarna, he didn't measure mine. So I said, please measure mine. So he measured, nothing happened. And I said, this must be an error. Please measure again. And Sir very nicely, he measured again. He said, I'm sorry, madam, nothing happened. I said, this must be wrong. It's not possible. I'm such a good person. This is me 10 years ago.
In every
Oh my
workshop, it was
goodness.
like that. Yeah, everybody has to. Right, right. Very nice.
This must be an error. No, do it again. It's not possible. And Sir laughing. Okay, no, nothing happens. Okay. And so in this class, Mr. Siva explained that he had come from in an airplane full of Brazilians, and everybody had black magic in the plane. So he wanted to go to Brazil. So there and then I said, listen, I speak Portuguese. I have friends and family in Brazil. I can help you to have a class. So this was March, and we organized in August a class. From March to August, Sir never spoke to me again. We didn't speak. And then 10 days before the class, he called me in Viber. In those days, we didn't have WhatsApp, Viber. And he asked me how was the class and everything. I said, I don't really know because my friend is organizing. We have a place, everything, but I don't know how many people are going to come. I'm not there. I'm not doing the. And Sir said this, which I never forgot. And for me was okay. He said, Rosario, don't worry. We are working for God. We just go and let's see. And I was okay, without pressure. No, yeah, but how many people? But you must know. What did you do? Nothing. He didn't say anything. And we went, and fair enough, this friend of mine had booked a beautiful place in a small island in the middle of Rio de Janeiro, which I didn't know. I have lived many years in Rio. I never knew there was this island in the middle of the city. And it was a very nice place, free space. And we had a very beautiful class for around 70 people came. And that was the first class that I officially translated. And then I started practicing PVH. I had, well, 3 or 4 days with Sir there, which were very important for me to see him working. I was very surprised to see that Sir, that day of the class, he arrived early. He started putting all the chairs and everything in place. And I said, this is a very different spiritual teacher. All the spiritual teachers I know, are different. They come at the end and nobody touches them or talks to them. And he was there available for everybody. I really found him very different. And he went his way, and I went back to Uruguay, my country. And I kept reading affirmations, but I was reading less and less and less. And then one day I was not reading anymore. And one day at 5 a.m., I sit in bed like this with a thought. I have to go deep into PVH. Of course, now I know it was my soul, saying, hey, lady, remember, this is the important thing. So right there and then I went into the webpage and I looked for a class in South America, and there were no classes in South America. So I wrote to Siva, sir. I said, please, sir, tell me when there's a next class in South America. I will come. I need to see you again and to be in a class. And he said, this was a Thursday. And he said, next weekend in Buenos Aires. Buenos Aires is 20 minutes away in an airplane from Montevideo, or 6 hours by car. So I said, okay. And I went to this class. And after this, I never stopped. After this class with Sir in Buenos Aires, I never stopped reading affirmations or following Sir wherever he was. Or then we started going to Rio de Janeiro. And I never felt confident to give a class those days. But Sir, I was coming from Uruguay to Rio, and Sir was coming from from Kuala Lumpur, and his plane got stuck in Europe. He couldn't make it. So instead of arriving Friday night in Brazil, he arrived Saturday night in Brazil. But Saturday we had all day class in Rio de Janeiro. So we arrived in the and so Siva sir calls me Friday night and says, Rosario, I'm so sorry, I'm not making it. You will have to give the class. What? I said, oh my goodness. So I said, okay, just do it. Don't think and do it. So next day I go to the class, a full venue, 300 people sitting, waiting for Siva sir. I open my laptop, start putting the class, laptop doesn't work. I say, oh, please. Things started moving in my laptop alone. I said, oh, the soul's here. Okay, dear souls, please allow me to give the class. No, my computer didn't work. So I just started speaking and telling my experience. And then lunch break came and I said, okay, nobody is going to come back, of course, after lunch. Well, after lunch, the class was full class again. Everybody was there. Everybody was interested. And next day, Sunday, Siva sir gave a beautiful class. And from then on, we have a very big group in Brazil, in Rio de Janeiro, and other classes. And I started teaching in Uruguay, and I started going also to Buenos Aires and to other cities around here to teach. And well, then traveling with Sir as far as we can go. And it's my honor, of course. I learned so much from Sir. I learned so much. So thank you for allowing me to. This is how I started.
But just a question to you, how do you manage to go in sync with Sir's words during your translation? I've never seen someone as good as you. We would like to learn something from that, please.
Well, when I was very young, I realized I had this gift of translating simultaneously. So I wanted to study in United States, in Georgetown University, in Washington, D.C. I had a friend of my grandmother's that was doing this work, and she knew the dean and the teachers there, the professors. So I went there and they said, oh, you have no problem. You were born for this. And I had to sit for a test. It was 20 minutes talking. It was oral test. Nothing came out of my mouth. Nothing. I I couldn't do. It was terrible. So they after 20 minutes, the professor say, "Thank you very much." I go, I put my hand in the doorknob to go out, and I say, "If I leave this room now, I lost my exam. I'm going to tell them, please let me do it again." And I said, no, I'm leaving, I'm going. So I lost it and I didn't go to university and I didn't pursue that. Okay. Fast forward, Mr. Siva and myself, some 6 years ago, are between classes, have some time, free time. So I say, sir, this happened to me many years ago. What was it? What happened? Because something like I couldn't speak. What was it? And sir said, it was your soul. You were not meant to do that. If you had gone and passed that examination, you would have lived in DC, Washington, DC, worked for all those organisms like UN or whatever, and you would have had a different life. That was not what your soul was meant to do. So for me, it was very important because I realized that even when I was young, I realized, okay, I don't have to push for things. If I push, it's not what is good for me. I just have to flow with whatever comes. And this was very important because imagine, for my father, for my friends, for everybody, it was like a big failure. How come you were so good and you were so sure you were going to get it and do it, and you can do it so well, and you didn't pass the examination to go in? What? And I just had to swallow that and live with that. And fast forward to Mr. Siva. When I started working with Sir, translating for Sir, I realized why I have this gift. I had the gift, but I didn't have the message. Now I have the message. Now I have the content. Now I have what to say, because all that everything that could have been in those days is not what my soul wants to put out. What I am here to translate and to put out to everybody that cannot understand Sir in Spanish and Portuguese is this new consciousness, is this message, PVH. This is what I'm here to do. This is what I learned. And really, it's a bit tricky for me, because some people tell me, oh, how do you do it? You must be so tired. I don't get tired. It's like I go into some automatic thing. I don't have to think. Sir speaks and blah, 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 it comes out. I don't have to think about it. It comes out. It's something that it's in me for this. This is what I had to do. So I can't say any secret or any recipe, because I don't have it. It's just a gift I have for for PVH, to translate this. And it's my honor. And listen, I have a very nice life. I live with my daughter. I have my family. I have my friends. I like my life. But whenever Sir says, let's go here or there, I don't think. Whatever he says, I go. I don't care what it is, where it is. I just go for as long as it takes. This is what I am here to do. Everything else is an addition. I love to see my daughter, my family, my life, to work here as much as I can. But what I really have to do is spread Mr. Siva's word to the Spanish speaking people and Portuguese speaking people in America.
Be having Rosario in the coming weeks often. So just make your questions ready, and we will learn a lot in the coming weeks from Rosario. This is the introduction video. So introduction session. So in coming weeks, we can learn a lot from her. Thank you, Rosario, ma'am. Thank you so much.